What's up? What's up? Today is Wednesday here at the City Fam offices. If you're watching on Facebook, I'm going to post this video on Thursday. So just vlogging. I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. Honestly, the day just kind of got away from me and I really was not in the mood, I guess, to vlog. But I think I'm going to start moving my vlogs to Wednesday on Facebook, posting them on Thursday on YouTube. So just gonna wait for a couple people to jump on here. So actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I want to kind of give everyone an update as to everything going on with the organization and my life and the book and all the things that are happening, but also, you know, just kind of wanting to share some personal stuff, I guess. Continuing to document the journey that I'm on and really doing my best to be as transparent as possible. It seems like that is the thing that people respond to the most with me is the fact that, you know, I'm pretty transparent with what's going on in my life and all the things I'm feeling, you know, and going through. And this, this video is not going to be any different. So anyway, last week I posted a video that said I was tired of being alone, that I spent some time with a girl from my past and didn't look like it was going to work out the way that I, you know, thought or hoped it might. And, you know, just kind of wrestling with what I'm going to do now, you know, like, you know, am I gonna date? Am I gonna be like very intentional about dating versus just kind of waiting for God to send me this girl, which is kind of what my whole strategy has been for the last, you know, 18 years was I was waiting for him to send me someone. And, you know, obviously it hasn't happened. So now I'm like, I'm tired. I'm really at a place where I'm just burnt out, you know, like on the whole thing, where I'm wrestling with all these different emotions where, you know, I'm having a hard time getting out of bed in the morning, you know, like literally slept 8.5 hours last night. I slept 10 hours the night before last. And, you know, I don't even remember hitting the alarm, which is the worst part. Like I just kind of wake up and realize that I've been sleeping in and I know it's because of what I'm going through. And I know that, you know, there's some deep stuff that I'm probably depressed. I'm confused. You know, my emotions swing from one to the other where I'll be, you know, I won't care. And then I'll be grateful, you know, to God. I'm grateful for the mercy that he's shown me and the good things that are happening in my life. And then I'll be entitled and then I'll be angry and it's like, it's a plethora of emotions. And I'm just, you know, kind of, you know, trying to figure out what to do. You know, I've considered online dating, you know, recently, which I've kind of been like, not against. I never really thought anything was wrong with it, but I just thought it was a bad strategy for finding someone. But I can see why people do it because you get tired. You get tired of waiting for God to deliver this person and you're just like, you know, you just want to kind of take matters into your own hands. So I don't know. I'd be curious to see what anybody out there, if they've had any experience with online dating, what they thought of it. Was it good? Was it bad? You know, did it go well? Was there a platform that you recommend over another? Because honestly, it's crossed my mind. And I actually was going to put up a post about it saying yes or no, should I do this? Because, you know, I feel like I'm ready. You know, it's been, you know, since I met the Lord, it's been 18 years. Since I rededicated, it's been 6.5 years that I've been basically off the market. And I'm just like, you know, it's so hard to wait. You know, if anyone out there is doing it that you're watching, and I assume there are some people, especially on YouTube, that are watching, it's like the hardest thing ever because you have to keep such good boundaries to do it. Like imagine for 6.5 years, never spending, you know, for the most part, very little for the last 6.5, none for the last 3.5. I haven't spent any time alone with women. So it's always group settings. It's always going home alone at night, you know, by yourself. You know, sometimes the group stuff gets old. You don't want to hang out with a group. You want to hang out with one person. And, you know, like it's exhausting to maintain those boundaries. So if if you're out there and you're waiting, trust me, I sympathize with you, because I talk a lot of shit and I make it seem like it's easy to do. It's not easy. It's the hardest thing ever. And that's why you see people swing from person to person, because they ain't got the balls or the backbone or the strength of character, let's say, to wait, because it's difficult. It's really hard. You have to learn how to be happy alone, which I'm pretty good at, and it still is not easy. So I don't know, and I just this whole thing has been a challenge, like birthing the things that City Fam and the book and the online content and the study guide now and all these things. It was like I gave birth, is what it feels like. And I'm like, man, am I going to be able to snap back after this? Because I feel like it might have messed me up. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be the same after this, because I feel so different now. And maybe that's a good thing. But at the same time, like, people have told me, like, that there's a heaviness to me, like there's almost like a deep sadness, and I feel that, honestly, I do. I feel that at times. There's a verse in the Bible that says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. And I think about that, and I'm like, I think that's what's up. I think my heart is sick, because I've wanted certain things for so long and I haven't gotten them. Whether it was a person, whether it was home to open, whether it was like busting my ass on City Fam for the last, 4+ years, and only being able to get it to where it's at right now, which is, on some sense, and I'll go over this in a minute, like where we're at is good. But I would have thought we would have been a lot further ahead by now, to be honest. And for the amount of effort that it's taken, and it's beat the shit out of me, and I'm like, am I going to be able to snap back to, a happy person one day? I hope so. So these are all the things I'm wrestling with. And I'm trying to be honest. I'm trying to be transparent. But yeah, that's kind of it. Like, for anyone that doesn't know me, like the journey, when I refer to how hard it's been, like I was, 18 and a half years ago, I was a stripper and a nightclub promoter. I didn't know God, and he called me. I did this radical 180. I dropped out of the scene. I cut off all my friends. I was abstinent for 6 years, and I ran out of gas. I actually was trying to make a difference in the lives of my friends. I started something that was very similar to City Fam back in 2006. It was super edgy. It was so edgy, I got sucked back in. That scene chewed me up and spit me out. I rededicated my life in 2011. And for the last 6.5 years, I've been just giving it everything that I have. So when I talk about the time, it's not like I've just been waiting, doing nothing. I've been working my ass off. Like, there is zero margin in my life. Like, getting up at 4, staying at work till 9 or 10 o'clock, like no margin, no television, no girls, no alcohol or drugs or anything, like, and just pushing with everything I have to birth this thing. And it's like, it changes you, you know what I mean? It literally changes you. And I'm like, I hope I can snap back after this. I mean, but at the same time, there's so many good things happening, and I don't want this to turn into a bitch fest, but I have to be honest. Like, this is where I'm at, and it's been painful. So anyway, online dating, yes or no? Should I do it? I'm curious. I want to hear about it. I actually made a list of what I'm looking for. I've never made a list before. I just figured I would know when I met her. And I actually made a list the other day, and it basically, and I kind of jotted it down, was I want a girl that's, hot. I want a girl that loves Jesus. I want a girl that is independent, and not clingy or needy, that's smart, that's not naive, that hasn't slept with a bunch of clowns or ballers or athletes. I want her to have some business sense so she can help run my affairs. And she has to be mission-minded, meaning she has to love people and want to put them first. So I am looking for a woman that fits that mold. So I don't know how I'm going to go about finding her. I don't know if I'm going to continue to wait for God to send her, or if I'm going to be active about looking. I have had, some girls reach out on social media because I'm posting a lot of content about waiting, and there's not a lot of guys that are doing that. So yeah, I'm looking for a unicorn, Chico. That's exactly right. So yeah, man, that's it. One thing I did, I took some notes because I was journaling this morning, because I always forget the things that I'm thinking about when I get on these live videos. And, when you talk about the weight and how hard it is, like everything I do, I talk about, I'm not bullshitting you guys at all. Like, it would be so much easier if I would lie, if the weight wouldn't be that hard. But in order to have the authenticity that I have, which really gives me freedom, I have to be honest, so that means if I was to mess up, then I would have to tell everybody about it, which I'm not, which is like that. The thought of that sucks, because I know I let a lot of people down. So that's what keeps me in check. But the price of that freedom, that is high, because it means you have to be authentic. It means you actually have to walk the talk. You can't just, or walk the walk. You can't just talk the talk. So it's super difficult to do it, and that's all there is to it. So if you're out there and you're doing it, I commend you. I said last video, I don't think I could do it if it wasn't for City Fam, if it wasn't for the fact that I was leading this organization. I don't think I could do it. I think I'd give up, because it is just that hard. So anyway, that's what's up. And the funny thing is, I made a note, the funny thing is about it is the harder it is though, and the longer I wait, the louder I chirp. The louder I talk, because I know how hard it is, and it gives me like pride in myself. So that's why I'll get in people's face and I'll just shove the truth down their throat, because I've done it, and I know that they probably won't do it, because it's just that difficult. So the harder it is, the louder I chirp, and maybe that's the point of it all, So anyway, that's where I'm at. And then some other things that I guess I wanted to talk about that I wrestled with was, what if God wants me to be single forever? That's a thought that's crossed my mind recently. Like, that could be true. Like, how does that hit me? What if I never have sex again? What if I never have somebody to cuddle with again? Like, that could be God's plan for my life. And am I willing to do that? Because I could go out and find a girl. I could go out and find a wife. I could find someone to marry. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to be in the center of God's will. You know what I mean? Like, technically, I wouldn't be sinning, I guess. I could go out and find a girl and, marry her. But unless he's ordained that, then it would be sin. I mean, it wouldn't be sin necessarily, I guess, on a technicality, but I would be removing myself from the center of his will, which sucks. Because at the end of the day, I'm just like, you're just stuck between a rock and a hard place with it all. So I don't know. And then you start going through ideas, and this is, again, is just me being honest, is like, the human side of you comes out, and you're like, well, how much could I get away with? If I don't, and this is like human. And I've had people reach out. They're like, well, is this a sin? They want to know if there are certain things they can do that aren't sin. And I'm like, yeah, I think it is a sin. Number one. Number two, you still have, a real good chance of getting a soul tie with someone if you're getting physical. Let's say you're just making out, or if a girl's giving you a hand job or whatever, like that is, in my book, it's sin, and it would be crossing a line that I've never crossed, that I don't want to cross. But my human flesh self goes through these thoughts, and it's like, well, can you get away with that? And no, the answer is no. And I understand why people reach out to me with questions like that, because it just is so difficult. Anyway, I'm done talking about it. Anyway, I want to move on to what's going on. Just in my life and in the organization. So City Fam, lots of good stuff happening. We have new chapters starting all over. Well, not all over, but we have Houston's going to be starting before the end of the year. We're working with them. They're really excited. They did the 8-week curriculum, small group curriculum, and kind of passed that with flying colors. So we're really excited to be getting them launched. Houston's obviously a huge market. So there'll be a City Fam Houston by the end of the year. We're still waiting to see if New York, Delaware, and Harford County come on board. We're just still waiting to see what happens with them. But I'm excited about it. Billy Lofton is coming back into the organization after getting married and taking a hiatus. He's going to be helping out with the new chapters, it looks like. So I'm really excited to have my road dog back. We are planning a retreat for City Fam coming up January 25th. You've heard me talk about it a little bit. We have a special guest. I don't know if I mentioned who it is. Until we get the contract signed, I don't really want to say. But we're going to be doing a retreat this January, and it really is about planning your best year, getting really focused about what your purpose is and getting a plan in place to make 2019 the best year of your life. I've done this a couple times with life coaches, call them high performance coaches, and it really helps you get the most out of yourself, really. And it's how I wrote the book. I did the study guide and got the organization City Fam to where it is right now. So I would highly recommend it. I don't think it's up on the website yet, but it will be by the end of the week. So January 25th to the 27th, we're actually going to go into Pennsylvania. We have a center where we'll stay. It's like a hotel with food, and there'll be speakers and breakout sessions and all that. So mark your calendars. I would start saving money now. It's going to be around $300 to do it, and it's going to include your food and your board and all that. But I promise you, it's worth it. It's worth every penny. It's worth a lot more than that, actually. We kept the price low because we want people to come. We want to make it cost effective. So anyway, moving on. New Year's Eve is coming up, obviously. Actually, I want to talk about blessing bags. Blessing bags is this Saturday. So if you don't know what that is, last year we did it for the first time, and we collect all these items for people to assemble into bags, basically toiletries, combs, razors, hand warmers, snacks, and we put them in bags, and we give them back to the volunteers to give out to people, to homeless people that they see throughout the holiday season. So we did it last year. We assembled several hundred bags, and we've been getting all kinds of donations. I'm actually going to go into the City Fam office because I want you guys to see how much stuff we have. So there is Director of Operations right there, Jenny Quinn. So there's the homies working. There's Willis plugging away. So you can see all the donations here that have came in over the past few days.
We are inundated with donations, and it's huge. All of this, most of this has come from Amazon Smile. We still have a registry up. Or you can drop off donations. Actually, the registry cutoff has happened already. So you can drop off donations either at Kissling's, Mission Barbecue, Spunk Fitness, or here at the office.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, great. So you can see lots of good stuff has came in. So it's Blessing Bags is this Saturday. It's 1 to 4. We're going to be right here at the City Fam offices assembling the bags. Sorry. We're doing an ugly Christmas sweater party in conjunction with the event, and we'll have snacks and stuff. And if you come, you'll get some bags to give out, and it's very heartwarming to give somebody something tangible like that. Especially around the Christmas season. So come out. You can sign up on the City Fam website, reserve a spot. I think all ages. So if you have kids, I think that they're welcome to come as well. Anyway, and then on Sunday we are having our monthly call. So every month, Lori Lockamy, who I've talked a lot about, she's my life coach, and she's also the City Fam personal development coach. She does a call, like a monthly group coaching call for our contributing members, but also for anyone that's never called. You can call in for the first time for free. So it's called The Gift. You can find out more information. It should be on our website. If it's not, as soon as I end this video, I'll make sure that it is. But it's basically about, helping people just reach their full potential. That it's providing them the tools, the resources, the knowledge, everything that they need so that they can become the best version of themselves. So it's this Sunday. I don't have the time. I'm sorry, I should know, but I don't. But it is this Sunday, I know that. And if you haven't called in before, you can call in for free. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll post the call-in credentials in the description of this video. So, Giving Tuesday update. I'm a little all over the place with the order of these things. I apologize. But thank you for anyone that donated to CityFam, or if you changed your profile picture, or if you created a fundraiser for us. We know that we got about $730 was the amount that we had donated to us directly. But we also had some people that created their own fundraisers, and we don't have those tabulated yet because Network for Good is the organization that does that. They haven't told us yet. So it was a huge win for us. Last year, I think we had about $100 donated to us on Giving Tuesday. So this year we've done $730. So that was great. So we appreciate that. I'm gonna go somewhere where there's a better connection. It looks like I might be low. So what else? We are getting ready to organize our trip back to Nicaragua for 2019. So we are looking for a committee to help us with that. So last year we had to cancel, or this year actually, we would have been in Nicaragua last week had that trip gone through. But sorry, I switched locations, but I'm back. Lost connection there for a second. So I was talking about Nicaragua. We are lining up our 2019 relief trip back to Nicaragua. The unrest looks like it's over. It looks like it's safe again to travel there. So we're probably thinking December again of 2019, we will go back to Nicaragua and partner with an organization there called Life Together Nicaragua. So we are looking for people that want to not only go, if you're interested in doing an international relief trip, which is life-changing, I would highly recommend it. You can reach out to me, I'll get you more information. But if you would also like to be on the committee to help organize the trip, I'd love to talk to you or point you in the direction of who to talk to, because we need to start planning that out now. The long-term vision for CityFam always was to, well, it wasn't always, but in the past couple of years, it was to build a mission house in a third world country. So we want to build a mission house in Nicaragua outside of a town called Cristo Rey, and be able to send teams there from all the different cities that we have organizations in. So, imagine Baltimore every year we do an international relief trip to Nicaragua, but then Houston organizes an international relief trip to Nicaragua, and so does New York City, and so does New York, Delaware, and Phoenix, Arizona, and all these different places that are reaching out. So, the idea is, the coffee in Nicaragua is really good. So we would love to use the Nicaraguan coffee, brew it at home, and use the money from the coffee sales to support our mission house. Maybe we'll open a school or an orphanage, or we were going to build a medical center this year. So we don't know, but we are looking for people to help us organize our 2019 trip. Would love for you to reach out to me if you'd like to be part of that. We're also looking for a marketing person here at CityFam. We actually had someone that started recently, and it was just too much for them to do with school. So if someone's out there and you got marketing chops, I would love to meet you. I'd love to talk to you. Probably somebody young, somebody talented, that's got some graphic design skills, maybe knows a little bit about video editing, maybe can update the website, a little bit of social media skills. You got to kind of wear a bunch of different hats. But if you're watching this, or if you know someone, if you're watching this and you know someone, please send them my information or send their information to me. I say young because we don't have a lot of money. So young people typically will work for a little bit less. So want to make sure I hit every point on my list here. We have an apparel shop up. Shout out to Amanda Hartman. I think you're watching this, Amanda. She is the bomb, doing great. Really love having her on the team, one of our best leaders. And she set up an apparel shop for City Fam. So if you're looking for some cool gifts for Christmas, go to cityfam.threadless.com. We have a shop. There's all kinds of items. There's coffee cups, there's pillows, there's zipper bags, there's hoodies, there's t-shirts, everything. Anything you want to rep the fam is there. And all the money, 100% of it that we make goes to City Fam, goes to the organization and the work that we're doing. So please support, buy somebody something for Christmas from us. We also have an Amazon Smile account set up. So if you shop on Amazon leading up to Christmas, please select City Fam as your charitable organization of choice, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. It's super easy. Literally just a click, and anything you buy on Amazon, we get 0.5% of the price. So it's a really easy way to support us. So what else? Okay. New Year's Eve, I think I talked about New Year's Eve. Maybe I didn't. New Year's Eve, Charm City Countdown, BWI Hilton. We've probably sold about 500 and some tickets for that. It's the biggest party of the year, the biggest party in Baltimore, at least for New Year's Eve. And it's all inclusive. We have people coming in from all over the country for this party. So if you want to join us, if you want to hang out with us, please join us. CharmCityCountdown.com. Hotel rooms are still available through that. And what else? Switching gears, talking about me personally. I probably sold about 450 copies of my book up until this point. So just, their sales are kind of trickling in. I usually sell a couple copies a day, something like that. I'm supposed to talk to Stefan Labossiere today about being my writing mentor and partnering with me to help promote the book. So that would be huge. I'm looking forward to having that conversation with him this afternoon. I'll keep you guys posted as to what happens. He suggested actually that I take the cuss words out of the book, which I reluctantly agreed to. So there may be a few changes to Why Waiting Works, but it still will be, for the most part, very, very, very much the same book that it has been. I recently developed a study guide to my book. I've talked about it a little bit. It's called The Truth About Sex. It's a 6-session study guide to go along with the book, where you can meet with friends and you can discuss the content. So for the month of December, I'm offering anyone that buys a copy of my book, a signed copy of my book from whywaitingworks.com, I'm offering a free copy of The Truth About Sex. So if you would like to get a copy of that, maybe do this with some friends or at least a friend, I would recommend picking it up. So it's for a limited time. I don't know how long I'm going to run the promotion, but you can go to whywaitingworks.com, buy the book. It's $20 for a signed copy, and you'll get a free copy of The Truth About Sex. The videos are up on my YouTube channel right now, and they're free. That may change at some point, but right now they're free. And I actually have a t-shirt that I designed for Why Waiting Works, and it says TAG. It stands for Top Apple Girl. It's something I talk about in the book, and it says I'm it. So I'll be putting that out soon, but that's really it. My uncle gave me a free car last night. I can drive in a 1997 Toyota Tercel, which I'm super grateful for. I feel blessed to have gotten some free wheels. I had to give the Forester that I was driving back to the person I borrowed it from. So that's it. That's everything that's happening in my world. I am still looking for someone to run home with me, for me, not with me, but for me. And, that is probably one of the big reasons why I haven't moved forward yet, because God hasn't sent that person. We still have some work to do in City Fam. We're tightening up some things before I feel like we can add something else onto the fire. But I am kind of passively looking for someone. The business plan for home is probably about 85% done. So I kind of need somebody that's got some business sense, that's probably, ran businesses, maybe started their own businesses before, to come alongside of me to finish the business plan, to take it to 100% done, help me to get the purveyors lined up, and then open. But I'm hoping next year, early next year, mid next year, late next year. I don't know when it will happen, but working as hard as I possibly can, and preparing for that day. So anyway, that's it. That's everything that's going on. Until next week, I'll talk to you guys later. See you.